Can I talk with you?
Yeah. I'm trying to get an idea of all the signs and what their beliefs are. Sure.
My name is Keaton Fox. I'm with Fox 25.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Tell me your name.
Nice to meet you. Russell Hunter.
Russell. I talked with, I think, Alan?
Alan here in the black?
Alan there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got an interview with him, and I can interview with you if you want to. That's up to you.
Sure, no, that'd be fine.
And I know that I was reading some of.
Are you okay? I don't know if this is recording.
No
is
worries,
that okay?
No worries.
Okay.
I do the same thing to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, accountability, right?
The conversation on the website was, kind of you were upset with other reporters when they called this a protest.
Well, she had asked us what we were doing, and we had said explicitly, well, we're not really protesting, we're trying to engage and pass out materials. And then she used the word protest 14 times and actually put it into the statement as though we said it.
Right.
So we put up a video that showed that we were actually saying, we don't consider this a protest.
Sure.
Like, that is a protest of this, and over here, what you see is sort of like people talking.
Right.
So I know the definition of protest is weird, but whenever a news site comes and says, so what are you doing? You're like, well, we're engaging students, passing out materials. And they say, oh, okay, so is this a protest? You say, no, this isn't a protest. And then they go, protester T. Russell Hunter said, we're here to protest because protesting the Clinton, I mean,
yeah,
it's like, ew.
So let me ask you some of the issues they're bringing up.
Yeah.
They say you've got graphic images. That
sometimes.
Are not appropriate. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that they expose something that does go on in our community on a regular basis that people want to keep hidden.
Yeah.
We do see students from the high schools out there doing it. We're using graphic images that are depicting abortions that are completely legal. They're not miscarriages. They're not from coat hangers, stuff that the students are talking about on their Facebook pages. We expose evil the same way that past abolitionists have, whipped slaves, slave ships. Martin Luther King says injustice must be exposed. Of course, when civil rights people or abolitionists in past and history, they exposed evil, they were hated and told the same thing. So we're more concerned about it happening, and we think exposing it will decrease it. It's not just for shock value. I mean, we're also very upfront about our religious beliefs, and people want us to keep that secret. So, I mean, for instance, right now we have no graphic images, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
The graphic images are the things that people seize on in order to keep from discussing the views. So I don't know if that's too much of an answer.
No. Are you surprised at the response?
No, this is intended.
Right.
Expected. This would be what we want.
Okay, and why is that?
Well, because what it does is students coming in and out of the school see the students over there, and they kind of understand who they are and what they do on a regular basis, so on and so forth. So it separates and it creates a conversation.
I gotcha.
The more reasonable, for instance, those students over there and these students over here, unreasonable, reasonable. And I know that sounds harsh,
right,
but they don't talk and they don't express their views. These do. And these students actually, when they're trying to make a decision about what they think about abolition, are going to be swayed to abolition, thinking, well, I know that bully over there treats me like crap and is disrespectful to teachers and is really a sad person. And he's over there holding the sign. My enemy is my friend sort of situation.
So this would be a good result.
Yeah, this draws attention. More people will go to the website. They'll read the website. They'll think about it. They think that our signs are shocking, but really what this is all the people driving by Norman. So if Norman has, say, 50% of the population here thinks abortion is cruel and vicious, and they see all these people who are willing to oppose it. So the anti-abolitionists come out, create a stir. People look into what abolitionism is.
So
because
it creates attention.
Yeah, and because we formulate arguments and have a booklet and so on, they'll go and they'll read it and they'll be like, okay, they had signs that say, I miss Firefly.
Right.
And these people have arguments with footnotes.
I got you. So this is good. This is good for the attention because it kind of builds it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we're always going to be a minority because, a lot of these people are implicated in it. I mean, when you have mothers coming out and saying, F you, go rape somebody. I mean, it's like they're showing us what kind of environment these kids are raised in, what they're being told. But some of these students, even if they hate us, they're thinking twice about abortion.
But you're kind of provocative. You're edging them, right? I mean, you're pushing them to kind of get a reaction, right?
Well, to go over there and talk to them and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to know if any of them will express views. Like, if anyone...
But you go over there knowing you're going to kind of start a fight, right?
Not a fight. If I
you
can
kind of know.
If I can get one of them to start telling me why they are for abortion,
right,
that is successful.
Okay.
What happens is you start going over there and talking about, you know, whether they've ever been in the womb of a woman, where babies come from, whether or not they support abortion. You watch as their signs kind of drop down and they start to talk. Now, some of these guys the other day were like threatening to swing and be physically violent. I mean, we wear the chest harness and so on and so forth, keeps them from doing that. So if they do that, that's, you know, not fun. But it does, again, it draws out the differences. Violent yelling, like media or people will say that abolitionists were yelling, but abolitionists are talking. They're yelling. They'll say that we had ridiculous signs. They had signs saying Jesus had 2 dads and all that kind of stuff. We had signs that said projectfrontlines.com. It draws.
That's today, though. I mean, you had graphic images the other day.
Yeah, we've kind of gone, you know, we've changed it. Some of our signs are not graphic. The ones that we have, we've got like 4 or 5 that are severely graphic.
Okay.
But that's to expose it. And by this time, we think it's been exposed, you know.
There's one parent who says that there should be a buffer zone between schools. What do you think about that?
Between schools?
I'm sorry, let me kind of phrase that better.
I mean, out in front of schools?
Yeah, you know, like maybe a 25-foot zone instead of being right here. You have to be at least 25 feet away from school property.
Well, I mean, if that's the way to get around discussing the issue and people want it, that would be a form of nonviolent force to create a buffer zone that's sort of like worked against peaceful assembly, freedom of speech, so on and so forth. For a side that doesn't have arguments, I would expect that to be what they would do. But I don't think, from anything I've seen of any abolitionist, that they could make a case that we're being loud, obnoxious. I mean, I'm about as obnoxious as they get just going over there and talking to them. Because they want to have their side.
Yeah.
We think of people talking. They think of people having sides.
Gotcha.
But if they made a buffer zone and say pushed us back 25 feet, Starbucks could make a buffer zone, and pretty soon, you know, we could be like burning the Constitution and saying,
where's the right to free
assembly?
assembly?
Yeah. A lot of these people like think that they're like for that sort of, you know, like free assembly and so on and so forth. But you come out and you hear them chanting, they're saying, "Go away, get off our lawn," and we're saying, teenagers are having abortions. Let's talk about this.
Isn't this that everyone's kind of getting their right to free speech though? You get your
Sure.
right. They
Oh
get
yeah,
their
no,
right.
I totally support that.
Yeah.
No, that's what I said. If we can get that at every school that we go to, that's a good thing.
Because it brings more attention to your cause.
Well, not just more attention to us or the cause, but it hopefully gets more people talking and thinking.
I got you.
And that's what we don't just come out here without a booklet or a website. You know, people drive by, they can't read these signs. It's a big chaotic thing.
Right.
Maybe they see just the Project Frontline sign and they go to the website. Hey, thanks for not threatening me today. I got it on film, bro.
Can I send you my number just in case you ever have anything else going on?
Yeah. You're from?
Fox 25 in Oklahoma City.
Okay, cool.
And I bet you they change their mind.
Could do
or do you have maybe an email address?
Yeah. My email address.
All right, there you go.
Did you just email me?
Yeah, you should get it any moment now.
KOKH FOX.
That's me.
But yeah, I mean, I know it's like intense and weird, and the media doesn't normally, you know, people like us usually discredit the media.
I understand.
Hey man, to see you.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
I mean, I just feel like honest. I mean, we normally do in the media.
At the end of the day, what is success for you?
Success?
Yeah.
Oh, we would do this whole thing if one of these students came to know the Lord.
Okay.
And we would do this whole thing if one of these students did not destroy the life of the child.
If they didn't have an abortion.
They didn't have an abortion. Yeah. Or, you know, if, I mean, not just because of that baby that's aborted, but, I mean, we see what it does to people. I mean, this is kind of what it does to people.